Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of Talking Stocks of Friday, October 29th. I think I have to correct that on my YouTube name. I think I went with the 28th because I don't know what day it is half the time. You know what day it is? Today's
We're
the 29th.
all built together.
My neurologist asks me every time what day is it, and I never miss for him. It's probably because I know the question is coming and I look it up.
Right, exactly. As long as you have this handy, you always know the day and the time.
And then every so often he throws in, what year is it?
Right. Who's the president?
Who's the president? Yeah.
Even
Yes,
the president doesn't know who the
he asked
president
me the same questions that Donald Trump was so proud that he
is. You're
knew.
right. TV, dog, man, woman.
Yeah. Who's
He
the
was so,
president?
he was so proud of himself.
And then he asked me, what number president was W. Bush, George W. Bush?
Uh-huh.
I said 43. He said, yeah, that's right, because they called him 43.
Right. Because right.
That was his nickname.
Instead of
Along
41.
with W.
GW.
Yeah,
Bill
just I
GW.
think they called him just W.
Oh, yeah. They called him in the movie.
Yeah, well, that's what they called him when he was president, W. So we have a few people joining us this morning, and we want to talk a little bit about what's going on with Facebook and why Meta.
Man, hi.
Why Meta? Do you know why Meta?
Meta.
Where did Meta come from?
Well, he said it's from the Greek for expansive or something beyond. That's what he said in his announcement. But
So in other words,
when we use the term like meta, we like say metadata is data about data. So I guess meta, it's an appropriate term if he's really trying to push into immersive technologies and virtual reality. A lot of people have had this idea, especially since COVID. Let's just, we can't see each other, so we might as well like put on VR and look this way as if we were sitting around the table.
so it's not just
And get quote unquote eye contact, whatever that means.
not just a new name because the Facebook name has been tarnished so much.
Yeah, well, that's
Do you think it's more than that?
well, this sounds like something he's been planning way before all of this, kerfluffle of how bad social media is in general for society.
Yeah.
We've already known that immersive technologies isn't going to make that better. So now you actually get to see the person who's taunting you in some sort of avatar.
Oh, is that right?
Well, I mean, it's not. If it's more immersive, then it's going to hurt more when you get insulted.
But he's
That's the way I see it.
He's also putting in more controls. He said, right?
Well, look, the technology itself is going to force certain controls because there's only just so much you can do in the metaverse.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't actually hit anybody. All you can do is make fun of them more. Well, look at your choice of avatar. What a loser you are. Your avatar doesn't have any bling.
The other problem is, it's always a fine line between freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and censorship. Where do you draw that line? It's always been a problem.
Yeah, well, because that fire, the fire in the crowded movie theater is just so extreme.
Yeah.
So many more subtle versions of that.
Yeah.
Because if you insult somebody and you cause them mental harm, is that really assault?
And the book publishers won the battle on the pornography. Playboy has got free reign, more or less, right?
Well,
I mean, nobody buys these books anymore, do they? These magazines.
Now they've been going into other stuff, more video stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have the magazine, but I dumped my subscription when they got,
Yeah, I would think the Playboys and the Penthouses of the world are pretty much the thing of the past.
Yeah, no, they get replaced by GQ and Esquire.
Uh-huh.
Or Maxim.
Yeah. So let's see who's with us today. I mean, today is a good day where we're not happy Amazon and AOL holders. And
Sean
look,
John wants to talk about Lucid.
I said the last time that I'm going to hold to earnings, even though I feel they could easily take a hit. And they did. And my reasoning is, even if it goes down 300 points, Amazon, after earnings, it'll come back 500 points. Let's see if I'm right, because it's down 140 points.
Well, had it teased 4,000 in the past?
No,
It hasn't teased 4,000.
no. I don't remember what the high is, 37 maybe, or
I know Kamal is really very bullish, despite the hit it took.
well, I do think Amazon probably made a mistake buying Whole Foods. What's your opinion on
It doesn't seem on brand to me. I mean,
that?
if
Yeah,
they did Teledoc, if they brought up Teledoc, or I remember the old days, there was that prescriptions where you could do your prescriptions by mail,
right,
pharmacy.com. If they
right.
bought those guys, that would have made more sense.
Yeah, I mean, Whole Foods, you want to walk in and
Yeah,
buy.
you go and you look, you feel
Yeah,
the tomatoes, right?
and it's not like traditional items that you know what they are. They're very non-traditional items that you really want to look into before you buy. People go down the aisle in more than 2 seconds. They look, they read.
It's true.
Yeah. And
Right.
and
So,
the prices, and
somebody
the
describes
prices,
to you a special kind of kale.
and if you're going to spend
Online, you gotta buy it.
$10 for a tube of toothpaste, you want to make sure it's worth the money.
Right.
I mean, it's a different kind of store, and I don't know if it lends itself to buying on the internet.
Hmm.
And also, empty shelves, as Magnificent Answer points out, is killing them.
Sure.
Supply problems. But MA is more optimistic because,
Yeah. He's saying that that'll be a good thing.
yeah,
Because it'll go directly from the manufacturer to the house as opposed to stopping and sitting on somebody's shelf first.
if you can't get that,
You could have done that. You could have done that without buying Whole Foods.
if you can't get that special toothpaste in the store, maybe you get it online. That's the idea.
Again, this says that Walmart should be in a good shape because Walmart sells groceries also.
Yeah.
And they sell regular groceries that people understand. I want cornflakes. Okay.
What about thinking about basics like Kimberly Clark? With the shelves being empty again, maybe it's time to buy toilet paper again.
I was always wondering about that. Maybe you have an opinion. This idea, like for instance, if there's going to be a food shortage, do you want to own AMD or ADM, Archer Daniels Midland, or do you not want to own them? This had the same thing with Intel. I thought Intel was the perfect thing to own, but because there's not enough supply for them, they're not being able to sell what they have. It's confusing to me.
The head economist on Bloomberg was on Bank of America was on Bloomberg this morning, and I couldn't quite follow the argument about inventory. She said that the slowing of the change of inventory was what they were watching, and that was a good thing. And I'm not sure why that was a good thing.
It sounds like they're thinking again. Inventory levels and supply chain are inverses of each other. If you have a good supply chain, you don't need inventories. If you have a shitty supply chain, you need inventory. So I guess if there's an optimism that the supply chain is coming back, then that would move people off of inventory. That's the way I'm reading that. So, again, but then what happens when the supply chain breaks again?
Yeah. These are interesting questions. The whole thing with the supply chain is a little confusing to me, whether it's good for a company, bad for a company. I mean, generally it's bad because they can't sell. The demand is outstripping the. Well, it's good that the demand is outstripping the supply, but it's bad because they can't meet the demand.
Yeah, but if you don't have the demand and having a lot of inventory is a lot of lost opportunity cost. Inventory, for the most part, Most companies found the inventory to be an albatross around their necks.
Well, take Apple. I have an old Apple at this iPhone. I have the 10. It's not very old, maybe 3 years old.
Do it in mine.
I'm thinking of buying a new one. But if there's such supply problems and I got to wait 3 months for 3 to 6 months to buy a 13, I might as well wait for the 14. And not just skip the 13, wait 6 months and get the 14.
Right. Well, the funny thing is I was thinking the opposite way. My 8 is still perfectly good. When this one breaks, why don't I just get another 8? But they're just not available because they're all gone. They've already been sucked up by the market.
It's kind of like what's happening with the cars. You can't get a used car either, right?
Right. The only reason that used cars are more available is because there are more years. 2020 is only 1 year, but if you go from 2019 back to 2010.
And the other reason is some people want to take advantage of the high prices that they can get for their used cars. But then they go in for the new car.
Yeah, right. Somebody can do walk.
Then they get sticker shock.
No, then they have to walk.
Have to walk.
That's like that whole thing about, oh, I got so much money for my house. Oh, yeah, well, where are you going to move?
Take a bicycle.
Right.
Maybe that's it. We should buy stock in Schwinn because if you can't get the car, you can buy a bike.
Well, again, we have to wait for the infrastructure. We have to wait for the infrastructure.
Peloton, the bikes don't get you anywhere, right? Peloton.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean, with more infrastructure, more downtowns, and more bike paths might get built.
Jackie is right.
Jackie's saying AAB is running. We've heard about that.
AAB is one of the only things that I have that's deeply green today. AAB is threatening to come out with that website, the crypto exchange website, any day now.
Oh, yeah. Well, and say the same thing.
They've been threatening this, since the summer, but who knows? Maybe it's true. If they don't come out with it in a week or two, their stock price collapses again.
Didn't she also give us the NSAVE and NSAV?
NSAVE is another one. Jackie is into that.
She got it at a good price.
I brought up AABB. That's one that I found all by my lonesome.
Uh-huh.
And I owned some. I didn't go crazy. I bought it 10 cents, 11 cents. Now I think it's close to 15 cents last I looked.
Right.
But I'm not sure. Patrick has a comment about hyperinflation. This is a very interesting topic that nobody understands. I can't quite understand what makes for inflation. Crypto strength is a direct result of real hyperinflation.
Yeah, like
gold. Which has been masked or lied to only at 5.4%. M3 money supply has been growing at a 22% clip.
Which is very inflationary. Right.
If we're printing money like that, then certainly Bitcoin should go up. I can understand.
Well, right, and so should interest rates, and so should.
Yeah.
Usually it's in response to employment, but now we have everything is bass backwards.
Yeah, in order for crypto, for like Bitcoin, just to keep up with inflation, it's going to zoom up. It's like anything else, like gold.
Like gold. Come on,
gold. But I think
I can't talk you into gold, can I?
It'll be very, very similar to gold. Yeah. Eyes in the Money still has a position in NSAVE.
Yeah, no, I do too. I'm waiting. I'm still in the red because I got greedy. Once it went to 8, I put some more.
Yeah. So let's see who's on. I always like to look at the first few people to arrive.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, happy Friday to you and happy Halloween. Are you going to get dressed up for a Halloween party? I'm dressed up for Halloween right now. I have my Yankee hat on.
He's posing as a baseball
That
fan.
should scare a lot of people having my Yankee hat on. Or maybe for Halloween, I should go get my Lehman hat. That, that will really scare people. Good morning, says Sean. Sean is very polite. Good morning, Patrick. Man is with us today. What is Sean Jane? Oh, Sean is talking.
Moving Lucid.
Lucid is a meme stock now.
Now, when did that happen? Because I usually watch television, and I know when that happens, but I missed that.
So, how did Tesla become #1 meme stock?
Well, I don't know, because Elon Musk is a nut job.
Well, I figured it out. The deal with Hertz is for 100,000 cars.
Yes. Well,
at 90,000 a pop. So how much is that?
90,000 a pop? I didn't hear that part.
I believe so.
Oh,
so how much would that come to?
That comes to a lot because those cars don't cost 90,000. If they're doing the S's.
Well, maybe they're doing the SUVs. Or the I think the SUVs are over 100, aren't they?
Okay.
And what about the Model S? That's about 90.
I thought it was way less than that. I thought at this point it was almost reachable by regular people.
Yes, yeah.
That was my understanding. Yeah.
Well, I thought I heard 90.
Elon said no discount. Yeah, of course he did. That's what MA says.
So anyway, 90,000
yes.
times 100,000. How many zeros is that? That's
a lot. Well,
4 and 5 is 9 zeros.
That's 9 billion, right?
9 billion. That's really not that much if a company that's worth $1 trillion in market cap.
Well,
$500 billion. I don't know what they're worth. But it's such a small drop in the bucket compared to their market cap.
Not from a PR perspective.
Yeah, I guess. And the other question is, if they're making building so many cars for Hertz, what not? If Professor Spike wants one, you might have to wait a very long time to get it.
Well, in an issue where supply chain is not an issue, all it means is you could increase your production capacity with confidence, knowing that even if not one regular consumer buys your car, you're still selling 100,000 of them to Hertz.
Right.
So then you could build a facility and build up capacity.
How are they going to do that unless they buy out GM and inherit their factories? I mean, come on.
There are enough. Yeah, right. There are enough dead factories throughout the United States to take care of that.
Yeah.
Look at Lordstown Motors. That's a good space. They should buy them.
Yeah. Well, I could see ultimately a merger between a big automaker and Tesla.
It does make sense, especially if they do find that they don't have the capacity to take care of this kind of demand.
Which is exactly right.
Well, who would it be? GM or Ford?
GM.
Or would it even be an American company?
I think it would. I think it would be GM.
Interesting.
Yeah, not only that, GM owns Cruise, and that would help in terms of their self-autonomous driving.
Now, why not Toyota?
They're not far advanced in the. They're not going to buy Toyota. They could buy a piece of Toyota America, Toyota USA.
No, I guess GM makes the most sense. That or Ford, or Chrysler. But Chrysler has already been. Well, if you
the problem with a lot of these auto companies is, they don't make all their cars here.
No, I know, but I don't think this Hertz issue is a completely American thing anyway.
Probably not.
And I assume a lot of
border, south of the border, there's a lot of manufacturing going on of the automobiles.
Right. Interesting. Oh, it's an interesting thought. A company with a really high market cap in the trillions, like Tesla, should have some excess capital to be able to buy a reasonably sized auto company.
Yeah, Andrew is very sharp. He sold his Amazon ahead of earnings. I was not going to do that. I was stubborn. I said, I don't care if it goes down to 150 points or 300 points, because then it'll just come back 500 points a week later. So let's see if I'm just as correct as Andrew. Shalom, says Magnificent Dancer. Shalom to everybody. Crypto is running wild, which we know about. Yeah, that we know.
14 on BCRX. Yeah, I know. BCRX has been very disappointing.
Yeah. I should have bought Shiba Inu, INU. SHIBINU. That coin was like a real small fraction of a penny. I think it hit 60.66 of a penny. So it went up like 1,000 times or something. Life-changing money on these crypto coins, if you're in the right one. Marco is looking for BCRX to back down to 14. Walmart. Yeah. Let's see what the Walmart comment.
Yeah, no, I agree. But we've been saying this for over a year now.
About Walmart?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Magnificent Dancer copies what we say, and he says and he says it's his thinking. We're just joshing with you, MA. We're just having some fun with you. Margins are an interesting thing. Margins are very good, right?
That's a very good point.
Margins are very good.
And again, now you need more than a supply chain. There's a new thing called supply mesh, which is not a single chain, but a whole network, so that if one link is broken, you have other pathways. And to maintain something like that is going to be a lot of work and a lot of money.
Keeping in the spirit of Halloween and MA.
What do I know?
It's a spooky market. AABB, maybe we look at the chart on that, because we talked about it before.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And also Eyes on the Money, talking about Lucid. I think everyone's talking Lucid, so let's talk Lucid.
We'll definitely do that.
Talking about margins.
Right.
Why would Elon give anyone a discount at this point? You can't keep up with demand. Cannot keep up with demand. And you walk into a dealer now, any dealer, Volkswagen, anything, you can't get sticker. You got to pay above sticker.
Oh no, exactly. I went to a Toyota dealership. I said, I can't find any of your new cars. The dealer said, yeah, neither can I. When they grab a car, they definitely have to mark it up.
Not the time to buy a car. If you need a car, just loan one of mine. I got two of them most of the time.
Yeah, I know. I fixed up my car.
Most of the time, they're sitting in my car.
Yeah, right. Exactly. We have excess inventory with high opportunity cost. I'm paying insurance for a car that my son's not even using.
Yeah.
That's the problem with inventory.
Yeah. Now, range is another issue when it comes to these electric cars. And the one with the biggest range is Lucid, right?
Uh-huh. So we're told.
Patrick says he owns Shiba. How did you make out with it? Are you making 100 times your money? What's going on with Shiba? Owning it is one thing. When did you own it? That's the whole thing.
And also how much commission to get in. Yeah. These aren't very liquid kinds of things. They're getting more and more so, but
Holy mackerel. 200 million Shiba, I guess he means.
yeah.
I don't know when he probably bought it at a fraction,
Yeah, no,
0.001, some ridiculous number.
since everybody's talking Lucid, it's already too late. Yeah.
That could be, man.
Well, too late to get back in. I bailed yesterday thinking that it was a one-shot deal. But we'll see.
Linda has arrived, which means it's time to start the show.
Yep, there we go. Right. Now we're ready.
Now we're ready. How are the quads doing, Linda?
Past this preface.
How are the quads doing? All right, everyone's acknowledging Linda, so we'll share screen while that happens.
Okay. You got to get rid of the message.
Linda, yeah. Whoops. Get rid of that.
Yeah, PaySafe isn't doing such a great thing, is it, Andrew?
Yeah. So let's look at the XBI once more, see how that's doing. Let's look at some of the macro stuff. Let's look at the Dow Jones Industrial Averages. Let's take a look at some of the macro stuff.
Okay.
Because without macro stuff going in the right direction, all the other stuff becomes CRAP.
I don't know. I've been finding that a lot of the stuff we've been doing for the last couple of months.
I mean, if you get
correlative.
if the Dow is going down, if everything's going down, if the S&P is going down, the Dow is going down, the IWM is going down, chances are your stock that you own is going down.
Yeah, well.
So let's take a look at the macro.
It's because of beta. Can't have a negative beta.
What direction the market is moving in, right? Today we have it's kind of a bifurcated market.
Yeah.
Do you like that word, bifurcated?
Bifurcated, sure.
That's a good word.
Another college word.
The S&P is basically the Dow is basically up 30, which is 0.09%.
Mm-hmm.
The NASDAQ is down a little more, 1/5 of 1%. The Russell is flat. You know what? Today is a flat day. We might as well just go home early from quit trading and just call it, get ready for Halloween. Russell flat, crude oil flat. Gold is the only thing moving, down 1.4%, 1777. So it's really a flat day, other than Amazon getting killed along with Apple. But Amazon actually came back. I saw it down much more than where it is now. XBI is not doing that bad. Remember we said it was a buy at 122? Well, it's at 125 now. So not that that's a big move. On Tuesday, we rated it a buy at 122. The thinking on our thinking was to buy calls on XBI, figuring that very near bottom, very near support, that is. And if it went a couple of points lower, we just bought the trade. Take a small loss. But the potential is here for a big run, I think. If not, you have very little to lose. It's still similar to what it was Tuesday, a little bit higher.
Linda announced that the quads are doing well.
Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. This is a Tuesday candle. We had a low of 124. That's about when we were talking about it. A high of 126. So it's not much difference, a little higher. So actually from Tuesday to today, just a little bit high. You could still play the calls and get out if it breaks this low at 121.76. So you can put in a very tight stop loss at 121, or just watch it, buy the calls, and get out if the XPI goes below 121. I wouldn't buy calls very far out because you got to pay a lot of premium. I would probably buy the weeklies, probably buy it today for next Friday. Buy the calls. That's how I see it. So basically, I'm not changing my opinion on this. Even if it just gets to the 100, you're making a few bucks. The 100 is at, let me look, 128.81, figure 129. You make 4 points. So it's a fair trade, 4 points up, 4 points down. 4 points on 120 out of 125 is a third of 1%. Is that right? That's it? No, I'm wrong. $12 is 125 is 1%. So if you make $4, you're making 3%. It's okay. 3% is okay.
It's fine. It's been in the banks.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's look at the Dow. The Dow Jones Industrial. Let's go back. And I'll just click on the Dow. Got another look at where it is. The Dow is the one that's up 0.07%. I went short the Dow this morning before the show. I bought the SW.
The S.
SOW. I'm not
That's for
losing
sure.
on it. I'm basically what I paid for it. I'm also short the S&P. With the SPX, you close these positions by the end of the day or decide to let them run into next week. That will be a decision I'll make before 4:00 p.m. But meanwhile, let's look at the Dow.
You think it's topping over
This
there?
is the daily. This is a daily. And the candle on today's candle. Today's candle is found support at the 9. And what scared me and what made me think about doing the S-Dow is this candle on Tuesday. The Tuesday candle is a Greystone Doji. You're close enough to it. It's been uncanny how like 9 times out of 10, when we've gotten this candle at an all-time high on the Dow, it's been followed by a 3 to 5% or more correction. We haven't had a really good correction, but I will take 3%. And, 3% becomes triple that with SPXU, with S-Dow, I think. Is S-Dow twice down or 3 times down? I forget. I don't remember. It's either 2 times.
It's leveraged, I think.
Huh?
I think it's leveraged.
Yeah, it's leveraged. It's either double or triple. I don't remember. In any event, I get the leverage. So I'm going to play it close to the vest, a break of 35,892, and I'm out with whatever loss I take. And on the other hand, I will let it run going down. If it closes down today, I probably will let it run. If it closes where it is, I might just take close my position to flat. And if it goes up, I'll probably close my position. So it's got to go down from here, become a red candle for me to carry it over into the weekend.
Really?
Yeah, but even though this kind of candle makes me very nervous, I don't want, if it looks like it's going to be a false signal, I don't want to stay in it too long. Once this gets taken out, that signal is false signal. It has no meaning. So there's no point in me staying in based on this gravestone doji from Tuesday. But I am interested in being short the Dow if this candle turns red. And should it break the 9-day support level, should we have like a sell-off this afternoon, I will also add puts on the diamonds for next Friday. Only short term because everything seems to be quick to turn around
Yeah.
these days. So it just doesn't pay to go long term anything. That's my opinion.
Oh, we know we have support at the red line, whatever that one is.
Yeah, that's a 9. The green is a 9-day.
I know. That's for now. I'm just saying in terms of if it does drop,
Yeah,
because we have that little convergence going on over there
yeah,
between the 50 and 100. I guess that is.
right. Let's look at AABB. I know it's
So, yeah, like the more popular ones right now are Lucid, BCRX.
I know, but this is one I'm interested in because it's exciting. You buy it for it was 8 cents last week, so you would have had a double already. And in fact, today the high went above where it is now, 1587. This is pure, pure pump and dump type stuff. And every time I say that, I get into trouble from those who believe wholeheartedly in the
I know, you get into trouble whenever you say that.
high of
Meanwhile,
1790.
based on current news, you were right about that with respect to NSAFE.
Yeah,
It
17.
touched 10 cents off for like a minute.
It looked like the dump was on when it was 8 cents. However, back here on Tuesday when we looked at it, 8 cents. You see, but it bounced back from 8 cents to a high of 17 cents. So this thing is looking good right now. And should they actually come out with that exchange traded website, whatever it is, crypto website,
Right.
then it could go to like 29 cents, in which case I will probably be out with my profit. And when it goes to 99 cents, I'll feel foolish. But what can I tell you?
Do you think these guys are going to put coin out of business? Guys like this?
Ha,
Coinbase?
no.
Okay.
He's promoting his crypto coin, the AABG, I think it's called. He's promoting that, and that one is gold backed. So that seems to be popular now to have these gold backed cryptos.
Uh-huh.
So they're worth, there's a reason why they're worth something as opposed to the insanity that goes on with the rest of them. I guess I'm not into crypto at all, really. And I made a few bucks on ETH, lost a few bucks on GPTC. So I'm not really into it in a big way at all. But this one is just a roll of the dice, and so far I like the way the dice are landing in this one. So,
Gotcha.
yeah. What else?
Let's look at Lucid.
LCID.
Mm-hmm.
This has become a meme stock.
Yeah,
And
somebody you could write.
And it
You
looks like
did it
it
in the exact right way.
looks like it, as somebody said, man, maybe by the time we're looking at it, it's too late.
Yeah.
High of
A rising
41.
knight.
Well, it's never too late, because if you think it's too late, you can always short it. You buy the puts and you play
Right.
it back to $30. You could play puts on this one if you think it's too late. I would stay away.
It's already given back today's big gains. A lot of them, because
I would
it was up to above 40. Look at that.
Yeah, I would just stay away at this point. My thinking is, if you really want it for an investment, it's going to go back down, and you've got time
Yeah.
to buy. So
I
if
was
you want
thinking
to buy,
25. That seems too low now.
yeah,
I mean, like, because when I sold it yesterday, I was thinking, okay, I'll just get back when it comes back to 25. But now, according to this chart, it looks like the new floor is around 27 and 27.90.
the support is right here at this high.
The purple one, yeah.
29.80.
Yeah.
But
All right, well,
I have $32 area.
that's what I'll wait for then.
I think it pulls back to the $32 area. So if you want to play puts, I would do it that way. And then I would go long. So if I would cash in my puts at 32 and buy calls.
So you actually think that that's going to be a new support level going forward?
I think the $30 range for sure is going to be the support level.
Fair enough.
But the $32 range may not be breached either.
All right.
So
well, like you said, if it's a meme stock, you're right.
I like the puts on it right now. That would be my play.
Mm-hmm. Understood. BCRX people want to see.
Sure. BCRX. Well, we're back to the $15 area.
Yeah, right.
Well,
we thought we were catching a break at some point. Earnings are on the third, right?
I like the 9-day just about ready to cross the 50. So that's good. And look what happened the last time it made a positive cross at a 50. It went up quite a bit, from like $11 to $17. So if it does the same thing it did the last time, it could be a lucrative situation. So this is interesting, crossing the 50, and positive cross at a 50. Negative cross at a 50 by the 9-day did not result in a big move down last time that happened, but the last time it made a positive cross.
Oh, it did start that downtrend that Dr. Omar was talking about.
The negative cross, yeah.
Yeah, right there is the start of his downtrend that he drew.
Yeah. But the 200-day was absolute bottom.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking it's off of that line of his. You drew that when you drew that last time. You showed a pretty definitive bounce down there.
Yeah.
So I'm still bullish. I'm still bullish on an uptrend here.
I am too. This is the stock Professor Omar drew the downward trend line, right?
Right. But the funny thing was, when we talked about it, you called the end of it right around that black line. So
yeah.
So maybe it is.
I think right now, you're looking at this level here for support.
Okay.
I'll throw it in.
I mean, I'm still seeing a pennant here, but that's me.
Support at 1423. That's the support area. And I think that holds. In fact, I'm bullish here with the cross, with this positive cross. You have a negative cross of the 50 and the 100, which is not bullish. But you have this short-term bullish cross. and it's sitting on the 50 for support. So why not take a shot with it at this point? BCRX before earnings. Earnings is when is earnings?
Third.
Wednesday.
Mhm.
Wednesday, right?
Yes.
I think it's a good idea to take a shot with it. That maybe it runs on Monday and Tuesday. In fact, I'm going to buy some right now, add to my collection.
And I'm so overbought in that one that I just can't write the check, but I'd love to.
I'm going to buy a little, thinking, you know what? I'll do it after the show because I want to buy the call options.
You want to play the leverage.
Yeah, I want the max leverage.
Gotcha. Yeah, one of these days we'll do a show about all that.
VBIV is back down, is it?
Yeah, VBIV is below 3 again.
What's going on? We have a bearish Harami forming today. What's going on? I don't know. The chart doesn't look too good. It does not look too good at all. But on the good, I think it could go back down to the lows. Yeah. What was
Yeah.
it? 275, whatever that is.
Well, once it's below 3, it could go anywhere.
Yeah, but I think that will hold. I think we will get a Purdue run later in the month of November. By the second week of November, we should get a little bit of a Purdue run. 275 holds, Dr. J says. So not very bullish. I don't see it making a big move just yet, but I see it coming back down to the 275 level and then making a Purdue run. So more weakness before the run.
Another opportunity. We have a request for HUT, HUT.
All right. Is that like football? HUT one?
No, it's another blockchain / crypto play.
It's a Bitcoin mining company.
It's a mining company, and they also have their own blockchain.
All right.
Oh man,
they have a phenomenal chart. All these Bitcoin miners have done very, very well. I remember when this one we charted this one once at around $5. We compared it to
really?
Mara and Riot. And I forget whether I liked this one better or worse. I can't remember. I have to go back to the show. But at this point, I don't know. It's probably chasing. I don't like to chase.
I mean, today's candle is very nice.
Very nice candle, but even though it's an engulfing candle, it's come at the end of a long rally, so it doesn't mean as much.
Gotcha.
It's only when you get an engulfing all the way at the end of a pullback that it matters a lot. So I'm neutral this one. I wouldn't short it. I wouldn't go long. I just pass, not knowing what to do on this one. Do nothing. That's my feeling on this one. What else?
Did you want to look at AMD?
Which one?
AMD, this chip stock.
Sure. An Apple. We should look at Amazon.
Right. The A's, and then AUPH.
AMD is another meme stock. Another meme stock. Finding support at the 9-day. This is an interesting one.
Well, it didn't take the hit that Intel did, but I think that's because their earnings haven't happened yet. My understanding.
AMD. It's had a phenomenal run from $99 up to 124. Now a little pullback, and it's holding the 9 for now. So I like the location for going long because you can just get rid of it quickly if it dips below the 9. Or give it a little more rope, give it to the low, what a midpoint, the low of this red candle in here. Let me draw this. That's a better spot if you want to give it a little more rope.
You're talking about in terms of letting go.
Yeah, as a stop loss or as a buy point. It's 117.90. It could be a stop loss or it could be a buy point. It could be either.
So yeah, an inflection.
Yeah, this is a key area, I think. Let me raise it up a little bit. Right in there. Right about there. I like that area for well, probably more for what I can't make up my mind is it better to go
Look,
in
the fundamentals for this industry, again, I would have thought they would be perfectly fine. That if you're going to be, if there's a chip shortage, you're a chip company.
Yes. Well, this one.
I was wrong before.
This one is a competitor of NVIDIA.
NVIDIA, which is taking some run over the last year.
Both have done phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say on this one. The last 4 days are not good. You have a icky candle that made here, an icky candle that made its all-time high. And also a good candle. It's got 4 icky candles in a row. I would stay away, just like for lack of better ideas, I would stay away. And
just so you know, Linda has requests for GHSI, ATHX, and AEMD. So I'm just going to put it out there because Linda's one of our favorites.
AEMD is the kind of stock that you don't have to chop because it's the kind of stock that when the data comes out, it's going to be sensational move up or 1/3, 2/3 down. So it's all data driven. What happens in
nothing's
between,
happened this week in that respect.
What happens in between doesn't matter much. On the chart, that is. So yeah, we have the 200 as support. That's clear. And it's been hovering right over that 200. And we have this $6 area as the resistance. That's strong resistance. We take that out with good news, and you're looking at that $12 area again. We had a run to 12 the other day, a little while ago. Maybe the weekly is clearer on this one. You can see those pops clearer. All right, so we had this pop back here,
right?
And then we had the sell-off. And another little pop.
A mini pop, yeah.
And then a sell-off and another mini pop, as you put it. Yeah. So every few weeks, you have 5 weeks here and a pop. And then you have about, I don't know how many weeks between this one and this one, 5 weeks, and then you have another pop. So maybe it's a 5-week rule. We're getting ready to pop next week. I don't know. Maybe we should look at that. That's an interesting pattern. But I think the next pop takes us above this $6 level. These mini pops have been taking us to $6.
From your mouth to God's ear on that one.
Yeah. So If you get a pop to $6, it'll be on no news, and then it'll pull back again. But if there's news, it'll be a more meaningful pop. It'll be a rocket ship type pop. But you can play this pattern. It's an interesting pattern. Then pop, and pop.
Mhm.
You just got that little pattern going on the weekly. So it's interesting, and I've been buying every day like 100, 200 shares, just adding to my collection, averaging in. I'm down a little bit, but not much. I mean, I'm way up on the year because I took advantage of each of these pops, all of them.
Right.
So this one too. So I'm way up on the year, down a little bit over the last 2-3 weeks. But I don't care because I'm waiting for the pop. Pop goes the weasel. And of course, we know what the data is. That's going to make it pop. It's not the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center cancer trial on head and neck cancer. I mean, that's very exciting, but longer term. So it's shorter term. It's the COVID trial for which they hired the CRO. And, you have some amazing results on the first 2 patients that were given the hemopurifier. They were practically very bad shape. One of them too far gone to save. The other one was saved. So it's like a miracle machine, a miracle filter. It takes half the viral load out, and the treatment is 3-4 days, I think. And each treatment is 3-4 hours, something like that. And I think you need the dialysis machine to do the filtering. They have to come out with a smaller version.
Yeah, it's gonna have to scale. Otherwise, it's not anything if they can't scale.
They got to come out with a machine that is more portable than a dialysis machine, right?
Right. Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's got to be portable and it's got to be scalable. If these things are expensive to manufacture and every treatment takes days to run, that's not going to work.
And
look, it's good in terms of moving, so like 10 years from now, 15 years from now, this technology might be this may lead the way towards that. But there's a lot of lost money on that road.
Dialysis machine, and I can't be more than a few of them in each hospital, right?
That's precisely it, right?
Yeah.
Although my understanding is that the demand for them is not decreasing. Because they talk about supply chain. You think there's a good supply chain for healthy livers or kidneys?
I doubt
it. My guess would be the supply chain for that stuff's pretty bad too.
Yeah, ATHX is time to nibble. I called 111 to 1 to 1.
Yeah, Linda was asking about that.
On the Tuesday show, I called 111 to 115 as the bottom, and look where we are now.
We're right there.
Yeah, did we break
didn't we? Jeez.
Did we break the 111? I don't know if we did. Might have. 111, 110. Well, I was close. 110, 111. What's the difference?
All right.
1 penny. Now, the thing is, do we go lower? Do we go down?
Exactly. I mean, that particular candle doesn't look like it's stopping.
Yeah.
Your nibble sign starts when there's at least evidence of a slight turnaround.
Yeah.
Are you still on the weekly? Let's see what happens on the daily.
Yeah, let's draw the horizontal.
No, you're on the weekly, so you're not going to see as much.
I want to be on the weekly.
You want to be on the weekly.
Yeah, I want to see. So 110. This is where we get to 113 from. So this is, I got to bring this down a little bit. 110. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
A little lower than that. So we're just below these lows, and you got to go back a lot of years before you get lower than this.
Right.
I don't think you're going to see it in this picture at all. Oh yeah. So let's see what year.
I remember we were like just below $1 at some point during all of this.
Yeah, you're right. Right here we were at 102. That's on 1/23/2017. So 102 could be that could be the next stop, or maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe you just stop right here. At some point, people are going to want to own this with the data getting closer to data. The data could make or break this stuff. I mean, I know it looks broken already, but if the data is ho-hum data, then this is going to, way below $1, 50 cents, quarter. But on the other hand, if the data is looking pretty good, this is going to go to $3 immediately. And then it could first launch. So this is a good gambling stock. At this point, it's data is not that far away, probably a few months, 2-3 months. I like ATHX because of the potential. You could buy it right here, even though you might buy it at $1, $1.02. You're very close to the bottom, if not already there. That's my feeling.
Well, we hit the hour mark, so you could have one more of your dealer choice, one of the A's.
What did Linda want?
We pretty much took care of it. The only other thing she wanted was GHSI. I guess we can close with that one then.
Oh, haven't looked at this one in ages.
Oh wow, look at that. Is that a volume? Is that a volume spike or a price spike?
No, volume.
Oh, okay.
This week has been a lot of volume.
Any reason for that?
Well, I'm not sure, but the volume came on Tuesday when it spiked and continued to move up. It spiked very high. It spiked to 198 and pulled back. It's looking good again. Made a clean break of this candle from Tuesday. It looks pretty good here, Linda. I don't know what the news was that caused this spike, but it does look pretty good. Looks like it might be worth a gamble at this point. It doesn't have to fill this gap. Does not. Probably won't. It caused it to move. I'd like to see the news on it. But what caused it to move up is still keeping it up there. And we might consolidate. That's probably what will happen. So I see consolidation for a while, and then we make another.
There was no real news on this.
Well, that's even better. When it runs on no real news, I like it even better. So Linda may finally be onto something with GHSI.
How long has it been?
It's been a while. All right, so this is okay. This is okay. I mean, even if it consolidates down to another couple of weeks, and then pops. I think it could go back down to 127 and 130, and then maybe make another run. I like this chart right now. I like the pop. I don't know the reason for the pop, but no news is good news. So I have mixed feelings on the market. I'm hedging with stock. I'm hedging with SPXU, but I'm not bailing from anything. And I may buy XBI calls and I may buy BCRX calls after the show. That's where I am. And I want to thank everybody for coming today. Much appreciated.
Indeed.
AUPH, I still say near-term buyout, $38. But the rumors have it that others are interested. And if that's the case, I could propel it much more into the 60s, 70s, who knows? Maybe MA is right. Happy Halloween to you, Jackie. Happy Halloween, everybody. Rampant inflation will crash the market, Patrick says. Eventually.
Patrick's been a downer lately, but he hasn't been wrong necessarily.
No, Patrick has been making some really good ones. Patrick Tang, Patrick H, Zeissman. We have a lot of people on today with us. Much appreciated. Join us live. Join us on tape. Join us at your leisure. Just join us. Be sure not to miss a show because everything we say is really, really important if you want to make money. And if you don't want to make money, then you could watch, meet Kevin. If you're not interested in making money, meet Kevin, right? That guy is just everything she does. I like Kathy. Did I tell you I got a crush on her?
Yes, you did. You've mentioned her at least once per show.
She's very sexy in a very intellectual, nerdy way.
Oh, you like the glasses?
What do you think?
I never disagree with you.
No, how could you say anything bad about Kathy? Come on.
Can't at all.
Dr. J and Ike bid you adieu. Have a great weekend.
Adieu.
Have a wonderful Halloween. And dress up. Don't forget to give buy a lot of candy. This is great for the candy.
Don't eat all the candy. Save some for me.
I want some Hershey Kisses. Hershey Kisses. Take care, everybody.
Reese's guy.
Ciao.